My boyfriend 24 male of 4 years wants me 25 female to do things I am not comfortable with in the bedroom. Long time Redditor, but I'm using a throwaway account for this one. Can't risk him finding my post. I don't want to upset him. I'll get straight into this. I've been with Jake, not his real name, for about 4 years now, and we just bought a house together before Christmas. I always knew he had some weird fetishes, and I was happy to indulge him every so often. However, since we got our place, it's been every day he's been pestering me for it, and I didn't want it to be every time. Just a very occasional treat. According to Jake, he has a number of fetishes. However, his top 2 are when I smoke, and he likes it when I suck on a pacifier dummy binky. Now, I'll tackle these in order. I'm not a smoker. Never have been. He told me about 2 years ago that he was into it, and wanted me to try it out as a one-off. I wasn't too happy about it, but I thought I'd give it a go when we were out. So I waited about 2 weeks, and then surprised him with it on a night out in the city. The reaction was amazing. He was all over me. I felt amazing. However, as time went on, he wanted it more and more. And I just wasn't prepared to do it all the time, so I stopped doing it completely. He was really depressed for a while, and I felt bad cause I knew it was me that had upset him. After a while, I said to him one day, "Is there anything I can do instead that would turn you on?" To which he replied, "It would be kinda cool if you could suck a pacifier dummy binky." I was like, wow. Having all sorts of thoughts about it being wrong, and maybe it meant he liked kids. But after a quick search of the internet, I found it's definitely a thing, and it's often related to an mouth fixation fetish. Which may also explain why he likes me smoking. So I continue to indulge him with this to this day. But every time we have sex, he always asks me to grab a cigarette. Which I never do. My question is this normal? What can I do about it if not? I just want to stop him asking for me to smoke or suck something. Help would be appreciated. Update. Thanks for all the feedback. I've read all your comments. I've spoke to him and said I am not comfortable with smoking, but I am willing to try anything else. He said he needed space to think, and he's gone out now. Second update. Some of you may have seen my thread the other day. I'm just updating to say I spoke to my boyfriend and told him I really didn't want to smoke for him. But I was up for using the pacifier dummy more. He wasn't very happy and went out for a bit to clear his head. Anyway, he came back and told me that he was obviously upset about it. But he did understand. However, he asked if we could come to a compromise. So what we've decided, and thinking about it again, maybe I was being a bit too precious about the whole situation, is that I will smoke for him 1 night a week at the weekend. He likes chain smoking, but I said no more than 5 a night. He seems happy with this. I've also agreed to use the pacifier dummy a lot more. I actually really like it, and going forward I'm pretty much using that every day now. Which he loves. But isn't everyone's cup of tea, I suppose. Anyway, do you think I've done the right thing? I couldn't lose him. I just wanted to make him happy. I'll be happy to hear any advice and answer any questions. Third update. So I don't have to keep repeating myself in the comments. I am dumping him tonight. I am not gonna give him the chance to weasel out of it. I've been manipulated and deserve better. I've replied to all comments since 11 a.m. this morning. I am getting off now to go home and pack my bags. Thanks, everyone. I'll let you know how it goes. This is going to be hard. Fourth update. First of all, I'd like to start by saying it's really amazing how many of you took the time to offer your opinions, advice in my 2 other threads this past week. The whole thing has been a real eye-opener for me, and I just look back and wonder what the hell I was doing with him. So thank you, everyone. Now on to the update. After I finished work on Friday, I went to mine and my boyfriend's place to pack my bags. I rang my mum on the way down there to let her know what I was planning to do. She offered to come and help me move some of my stuff and put it in the car to take home. So I got to her place. I must admit, I was dreading this bit and started to chuck all my clothes into my suitcases. I really wasn't bothered about folding them. I just wanted to get out of there as quickly as possible. I picked up a bunch of stuff I thought I would need. Phone charger. Bathroom stuff. But largely just left most of the big stuff there. I wasn't interested in taking it. Plus I wouldn't be able to fit it in my mum's car, and seeing as though I'm living with them for the time being, I would have nowhere to put it anyway. My mum got there soon after I finished putting my clothes into the suitcase and helped me put the stuff in the car, and we set off for home. The journey home only takes about half an hour, but in that time, I have to admit, I was wondering whether or not I made the right decision. I still love him, but at the same time I hate him for the way he makes me feel, and especially the smoking thing. But to tell the truth, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. It was a culmination of controlling behaviors that made me leave. Regardless, I still felt really gutted. So I sat there in the car on the way home, sobbing and sucking my thumb. Look away, guys. I took the decision not to text him. So he had no idea that when he got back from football, I wouldn't be there. Call it cowardly. But I just didn't want to give him the chance to worm his way out of it. I was expecting a call text soon though. I rarely go out by myself. He would know something was up. However, a text didn't come. Hours went by. I knew he'd be home at around 8 ish. It was midnight now and still nothing. Did he even care that I'd left? Anyway, I tried my best to ignore my phone and get some sleep. Didn't really work, but yeah. I'll fast forward to the next morning. So 10 a.m. next morning I went down for some breakfast. Still nothing on my phone. Maybe it was for the best. But I can't lie, I was a bit gutted. He seemingly didn't care that I was gone. I sat there and finished my breakfast and talked to my mum about what went on and why I decided to leave, etc. My mum also commented that I seemed to be using my comforts thumb and pacifier dummy a lot more since I'd been back. Not sure whether this was cause I was upset or if I'd just gotten more used to them since I lived with him. However, that was the least of my problems. About 12 p.m. I was in the shower, and I heard my phone ringing. I ran out of the shower to see that he was calling me. This is what I'd been waiting for, right? For some reason I just couldn't muster up the courage to answer. I let it ring out. I dried myself off, then heard my text alert go off. Obviously it was from him. It read, "Just tried to call you. Sorry, I didn't come home last night. I had a bit too much to drink and wasn't in a good state to drive, so I stayed at Jack's," not his real name. Again I didn't reply. Dunno why. I just didn't know what to say. Few minutes later. Another text. This one read, "I know you're probably mad at me. I just want to know you're okay. I miss you." This time I replied. Keep it short and sweet. I'm not mad at you about that. I have moved out. I don't think it's working. I'm sorry. Then my phone blew up. Again. I couldn't face it. I switched off my phone and tried to get on with doing other things. I was easy to do. I actually had a good Saturday night. Watched some trashy TV and had Chinese food. Sunday came. Then the guilt hit me. I'd ruined this guy's life. I just left with no real explanation. I wouldn't have liked someone to do that to me. And plus I figure I owed it to the next person he'd get into a relationship with. He needed to know his faults so he could at least try and live his life better in the future. So I texted him and asked him to meet me at Starbucks, neutral territory, so I could talk to him about it. I went to go and get ready. Don't know why I was putting makeup on. I didn't want to look nice for him. I was starting to get butterflies now though. Really nervous. Made my way down to the city center to Starbucks. The closer I got, the more nervous I got. I was gonna leave the next bit out. But seeing as though I'm trying to open up here, I should probably mention it. As I was getting closer, I was thinking, I need something to calm my nerves. I was thinking about the pacifier dummy in my bag. Or my thumb. But I didn't want to be doing it in public. And I most definitely didn't want to do it in front of him. So regrettably, I popped into the shop on the way there and got a pack of cigarettes. I thought, I'll just have one to calm my nerves. Please don't hate me. I hate myself enough. Don't know why I did it. I was just so nervous. Well, I had one, then walked to Starbucks. We were meeting at 2 p.m. However, there was no sign of him. Got a text saying he'd be about 20 minutes late. So regrettably, I went outside and had another cigarette. And then another. One. Went back inside. Ordered a mochaccino. And waited for him to get there. He showed up, looking like he hadn't slept all night. Which oddly made me feel kind of good. Just knowing that I could hurt him a little. For the next part, as it was the conversation, I'm going to just try and write it out from memory as best I can. Him. Look, before we start talking, I just want to say how sorry I am about everything. Me. I'm glad you've apologized, but I just want you to know that you can't change my mind. I just want to be fair and let you know why I'm leaving. Him. Well, can I just say that I didn't mean to hurt you? I was drunk and I didn't really know what I was doing. Me. What? Him. She meant nothing to me. I don't even know what I was thinking. Me. Oh, you cheated on me. Him. You didn't know. Me. In silence. Him. I thought that was why you left. Me. No. I don't even care that you cheated on me. It only validates my decision. I left you because you're a controlling, manipulative liar. The conversation then goes on for ages. And is basically just me telling him about all the stuff he made me do that I didn't want to do, basically all the stuff in the first 2 Reddit posts. Him. I know I've been a real bastard. But I want you to know that I can change. I'm not asking you to stay around. But I'm asking if you'll give me the chance to show you that this is my wake-up call, and I'll spend the rest of my life making it up to you. Me. I appreciate that you're being mature about it, but I am not sure I want to be with you. Him. I respect your decision. But just so you know, I won't give up on you. With that, he got up and left. I mean, what the hell? So I went home. Smoked about 5 more cigarettes that night. Which I am regretting so much now. But when I got home, I was fine cause I had my pacifier dummy, so didn't touch any more cigarettes. And then I went to bed. Now I'm sat here at work writing this update. Not sure what to make of it. He hasn't texted me since. Which I'm happy about. I just want to move on. But he left it in a bit of an awkward place. I don't want to speak to him again. Anyway, Reddit. That's the update. Sorry it's so long. Rest assured, if anything else happens, I'll be sure to let you know. Thanks for reading. 5th update. A bit of background for you. I'm Julie. I'm a 25-year-old woman. From England. I recently broke up with my boyfriend. I was helped by the amazing people on relationships. I posted 3 threads on there, but they're quite long. I'll summarize here. Right to the issue. I was feeling more and more like I wasn't happy with the way my life was going. I went on Reddit to ask advice as my boyfriend was trying to convince me to smoke to turn him on in the bedroom. I went along with it for a bit, but he always wanted more and more. I didn't want to become a smoker. Anyway, I came to the conclusion I was in an overwhelming relationship and left him on Friday evening last week. Now I'm not upset that we broke up, I'm more upset about the next part. Ever since my dad died when I was little, I sucked my thumb as a coping mechanism. When I got older, nobody ever stopped me cause they knew it was my way of coping. I'm now in the situation where I literally cannot stop. I tried therapy when I was younger and it didn't work. Which just made me feel guilty as it has cost my mum a lot of money. Over the years I tried to stop myself. But when I got into the relationship with my ex, he thought it was cute. There was no incentive to stop. So I carried on. And over time he said it would turn him on if I replaced my thumb with a pacifier dummy. He was obsessed with it. So I did it all the time, mainly to get out of smoking. Now I find myself at 25 years of age with a thumb sucking and a pacifier dummy sucking habit. I literally always have it in my bag. I don't do it in public, but if I get stressed or anything, I'll nip to the toilets and use it for a few minutes. I feel like a complete freak. To top it all off, I went to go and meet him at the weekend to tell him why I left him. On the way there I got so stressed I bought a pack of cigarettes and smoked half the pack. I don't want to be a smoker, but now I fear I am addicted to them. My mum would be so disgusted with me. To sum it up, I've got nothing going for me. I don't know what to do. Got a bunch of hate for my previous thread on relationships, like really horrible messages. And I am just sat here back at my mum's house, and I am started to have really messed up thoughts. Never had this before and I am scared. Any advice? So I never sucked my thumb. But I did suck my right index finger for about 30 plus years. I was mildly ashamed of it. But just like OP, it was a comfort and security thing, and literally something I had done from birth. Apparently as an infant it was mostly my whole fist. Before becoming just the finger. My mother tried for about a decade to get me to stop. Bribing me and punishing me and using that foul-tasting stuff. I just out-stubborned her, and after a while she gave up. Long story short, I was so embarrassed and worried because there I was, a fully grown adult and still sucking my finger like a toddler. What would significant others say? Turns out literally no one gave a crap. None. At most. One partner asked if my teeth were affected. It's hilarious how little anyone gave a crap. Anyway, I got married at 24 and slowly just stopped. I didn't even try to stop. I just gradually did, and I assume that's due to my loving, secure relationship and marriage. So yeah. In that regard, have you ever see this OP? It is so much less of a deal than you think. Worry about the smoking. I sucked my index finger until I was about 7 or so. But I've never ran across anyone else who's done that. Kind of weird for me now as a 43-year-old. But I feel better about doing it. I always felt weird about it because all anyone talked about was thumb sucking. And I secretly felt like I was weird or wrong for sucking my index finger. So thanks. You made my day. I pinch the skin between my left thumb and forefinger. Fold it over and bite it. Do the same on my knuckles. The skin between my forefinger and my thumb is duct thick. Dry. Red. I often get questions about it. But that's because of a separate habit I had a while ago that's a lot grosser that caused it to callous. I think humans are way mouthier than we realize. Nail chewing. Thumb sucking. I have ADHD. Whenever I am on my medication, or I have a low symptom day for whatever reason, I twist my lips with my fingers. I don't know why. It happens on low symptom days too, when I can concentrate better. But I know it's a side effect of whatever brain chemistry is going on that allows me to concentrate better, and isn't a stim that allows me to concentrate better, because I tried doing it when I couldn't concentrate, and it didn't help. And I had to make myself do it. And yet, when I can concentrate, it's almost an impulse. People like to talk about free will and bootstraps. We can control, for the most part, what we can do once we're aware we're doing something. But a lot more of our behavior is down to genetics than we think. I've heard of twins and siblings who grew up separately reuniting and finding out that they scratch their heads in the same place with the same hand. Or they both stick their tongues out in concentration in certain contexts. Or they fiddle with their hands in the same way. Which sounds like a coincidence until they swear up and down their adoptive families never did those little habits. Sucking on your finger sounds like such a weird thing to have genes for. But it probably comes down to that unconscious behavior we feel compelled to do that we don't have an explanation for is usually genetic. The thumb suck is so common probably because a thumb is like a giant nipple. Why hello there Freud, and fits so well in the mouth, but something about the finger made it preferable to you instead. Hit like if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing to our channel.